evening, everyone. Welcome to our channel. Today, we're diving into something super exciting: how a drone operator can easily submit a flight plan request in just 3 simple steps. I mean, who doesn't love a good drone story, right? So, let's get started.
Oh, wow. 3 steps? That sounds so easy. I've always thought submitting a flight plan would be like super complicated. Is it really that straightforward?
Absolutely. It's all about breaking it down. First, we need to browse the main page of the Civil Aviation Service. You'll find all the necessary links in the video description. Just click on the flight plan submission process and you can read the official instructions. It's like following a recipe: just a few ingredients and you're good to go.
That makes sense. So, it's like when I try to bake a cake. If I follow the steps, I won't end up with a burnt mess, right?
Exactly. And speaking of ingredients, the application must be submitted via email to the service, and it must include specific documents. Most importantly, we need the written consent of the manager of the premises or infrastructure where the drone will fly. This applies to places like archaeological sites, stadiums, ports, and sensitive structures, but not to private residences.
Oh, wow. So, like, if I wanted to fly my drone over a stadium, I'd need permission from the manager? What if they say no?
Great question. If they say no, you'll have to find another location. It's all about respecting the rules and ensuring safety. Just like you wouldn't want to crash a party uninvited, right?
Haha, right. I can imagine that going poorly. So what's next after getting that consent?
Another important detail is to take a screenshot of the area where the drone will fly. We'll explain how to do this later in the video, but first, let's go back to the main menu. If you're interested in the legacy drone submission process, there's a link for that too.
Legacy? Like, are we talking about old school drones? I can just picture a drone from the 80s with a giant antenna.
Not quite. But it's a good visual. The legacy process refers to older regulations that might still apply in some cases. Now, a crucial point that's often overlooked is the timeline for submitting your request. The minimum number of days to consider your request is 6 working days. However, since sensitive facilities may be nearby, we recommend sending the email at least 10 working days in advance.
Wow, 10 days? That's like planning a vacation. So if I wanted to fly my drone over a beach, I'd have to plan ahead.
Exactly. Think of it like booking a hotel. You wouldn't want to show up without a reservation, right? Now, in the last link, you can find the form for the flight plan, which we'll complete later in the video.
Okay, so we're getting to the good stuff. What's the first step in this process?
The first step is designing in the Drone Aware app. By typing the address provided in the description, you'll access the Civil Aviation Service's Drone Aware application. Once the application opens, you'll see a map of Greece with zones where drone flights are allowed or not.
Ooh, a map. So, it's like a treasure map for drones. Do you get to mark X where you want to fly?
Haha, kind of. In areas without coloring, submitting a flight plan application is optional, but you must respect the flight limits corresponding to your operator proficiency certificate. To ensure accuracy, click on the icon at the top right and select all zones and regions.
Got it. So it's like making sure you're not flying into a no-fly zone, right?
Exactly. Then, activate the drawing mode by clicking the icon at the bottom left of the screen. Zoom in on the area of interest, for example, the Lake of Marathon, and delimit the area using the cursor, ensuring the starting point coincides with the end point.
Wow, that sounds so cool. So, I can literally draw my flight path. What if I accidentally draw a heart shape?
Haha! Well, that would be a unique flight path. Just make sure it's safe and within the regulations. Don't forget to press the print screen button to save the flight area as a PDF document. Next, click on the flight management icon, scroll down to find the coordinates of the flight polygon you drew, and copy them into a notebook.
Coordinates? Like, are we talking about GPS stuff?
Exactly. It's like giving your drone a specific address to fly to. Step 2 involves filling in the flight details form. Open the editable form for the flight plan, which you can find in the video description.
So it's like filling out a form for a school trip?
Yes. Fill in your details and select the corresponding boxes for the certificate of proficiency. Be careful to fill in the height in feet, not meters. The maximum height for subclasses A1 to A3 is about 100 feet.
Whoa, that's not very high. Is that like the height of a 5-story building?
Exactly. And in the last large rectangle, paste the coordinates of the flight polygon you drew. Save this PDF file with the name of the area of interest.
Okay, I think I'm getting the hang of this. What's the final step?
The third and final step is sending the email. We will send the email to the General Aviation Department of the Ministry of Defense with a notification to the Department of General Organization and Effective Airspace Exploitation. The relevant emails can be found in the video description.
Wow, that sounds official. So it's like sending a letter to the principal for permission to fly my drone?
Exactly. In the email, include a short description of the flight activity and attach the necessary documents in PDF format. The certificate of proficiency, operator registration certificate, flight plan or data notification form, map photo or screenshot, and optionally, a copy of your ID.
Whew. That's a lot of paperwork. What happens after I send it?
Over the next few days, you'll receive 2 to 3 emails depending on how many agencies are involved in the area where you want the drone to fly. Remember that you may need to communicate with the control tower for the drone's takeoff and landing times.
So, it's like waiting for a response from a job application?
Exactly. The final approval will come in an email from the Department of General Organization and Efficient Use of Air Area of the Civil Aviation Service, stating that the flight plan is approved.
Wow, that's so cool. I can't believe it's that structured.
And that concludes our presentation of the process. If you found this helpful, please share the video with other drone operators to make it a useful tool for everyone.
Yes. Let's help everyone fly their drones safely. Thanks for breaking it down.